Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's going on, everybody?
Yes, another hot, dry good evening to everyone.
Man, it has been truly brutal the last few days. I weed eated for like an hour and a half today because we're opening Saturday and we've been out of town, and so like I'm trying to get the farm store looking good again, and so I've been bush hogging, weed eating, mowing, and I had to weed eat around all the fruit trees, and I got about 70, and I'm done with, I got like 20 left, so I've done about 50 fruit trees, and good God, man, I was about to melt.
Yeah, I was on tractor baling again all day today, and it
was a good day to be on a baler.
Yeah, I mean this morning, well, Willis and I hauled some calves from home to farm up the road, and just odds and ends stuff. You know, I had to. Luckily, I mowed with with my smaller tractor, the M4, so baler was still hooked up from last week. That is one nice thing about having multiple tractors, and like I'm jealous of like our dads, because like growing up, and a lot of it was really old equipment. We had one tractor that was permanently hooked to the rake,
yes.
One that was permanently hooked to the tedder, a couple that pretty well stayed permanently hooked to the disc mower, and then the balers, yeah, I mean, every now and then you'd have to unhook and hook some stuff up, but
yeah,
like me, usually the tractor I mow with is the same tractor I bale with, so every time I go through a new farm to bale, I have to unhook the baler, hook up the mower, unhook the mower, hook the baler back. No, I didn't have to do all that today, but still just little odds and stuff, just servicing. You know,
you get soaking wet.
Even though you're not having to hook anything up. And then, I came straight here from the ball field. We were, my son was practicing, which I'm not coaching, but my daughter, heck, we're going to be up there anyway. So she pitched, and then I pitched something to her for her to hit. And, I was just dripping wet.
Oh,
and that was at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Well, and you are dead on the money on that, because I got one tractor at the farm store, and that's one of my least. I love using my little water wheel transplanter, but when I use it, I have to till the ground, and then I have to run the plastic layer, and then I have to run the water wheel thing. Well, it's all on the same tractor, so I literally have to hook up the tiller, till it, take the tiller off, put the plastic layer on, lay the plastic, take that thing off, and like I've got a little quick hitch, but the quick hitch don't work on the water wheel transplanter or my plastic layer very good. Like it's hard to get it to line up right. So I have to take the quick hitch off after the tiller. So like, man, it's a whole day endeavor.
Yeah.
And yeah, you end up like, even just some people are like, oh man, all you're doing is taking it, but I'm telling you, it wears your ass out just having to constantly unhook this and hook that up.
And thankfully, and then when I'm out there baling, I'm like, just don't break anything.
Yeah.
And I thought for a moment I'd sheared a bolt, and I was like, shit. Like I even cut the track, but I was, it was like a brain fart moment. I got off, I was like, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
It got back on, I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Well, then you felt good after that.
Right back in the air conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, it's brutal. It is brutal. Well, before you get to hear more about the brutality, I need you to do a couple things. First, I need you to leave us some ratings and reviews. I think we had a new rating on Apple that was pretty good. I saw
left a pretty good little comment. Hey, we encourage you to leave a rating and a review, but you leave a kind of a witty one, you might get read here right on air.
Well, here you go. This one's from, the name of the person is Oregon Ducks Rule.
Okay, a duck fan.
He says, it gave us 5 stars. The title is Cocaine. And he said, my favorite anti-Semite cocaine farming podcast centered on 2 gay Tennessee farmers. Go Vols.
There we go.
So, appreciate a good, funny one. Next one with that said, always love listening to my fellow Tennesseans. Good, honest, blunt, and common sense podcast. By the way, you have got to get your dads on for an episode.
Yeah, that's one we need to do in the near future.
Keep it up, go Vols. So there's you 2 go Vols. Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, football season is basically here. They started fall camp this week. It's pretty much go time.
Yep. No, we appreciate the ratings. Leave us those. That's on Apple and on Spotify. They're over 400. They crushed it there. So do that. If you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, hit the like button, hit subscribe, share it with your friends, and let us know what you think. We're going to got a lot of emails we're going to cover. Got some interesting topics. And what else they need to do?
Yeah, y'all check out agzaga.com. I had to throw that roll of net wrap that was sitting right here in the studio with us until last week. Had to throw it on the baler today.
There you go.
I literally, because I thought I was going to run out because I knew it was going to be a good bit of hay. Had one roll left, and I ran out of net wrap.
Oh, man.
Which was fine.
Yeah. Well, you're ready for the next time.
Yeah, I was ready because AgZaga's got the widest selection of net wrap, all the different brands. You prefer one over the other. Of course, I'm using the Bell Tough American Flag net wrap because I'm a true American patriot.
That's right. Hulk Hogan.
That's right. And
rest in peace.
The shipping is unbelievable. We say it every week on those big bulky items. Use that discount code TALKDIRT20. $20 off that $50 order, and you'll have free shipping.
Yep.
Do
it. Go to talkdirtpodcast.com, contact page, submit your questions on there. Please do it there. It's so much easier to keep up with. Look, Bobby Lee and I, we literally do everything ourselves. So you're dealing with us. We're both busy as hell. So try to help us simplify this a little bit.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll have like a full producer and secretary and
if y'all will just keep rating and sharing, then maybe we can get to that point where our plates aren't quite as loaded.
Yeah.
So that would be wonderful. Then you could message us probably on Instagram, and we might remember come that episode.
Yeah.
So before we get too deep, I got a couple of things. I did want to highlight some comments, though, that were really good. So this is encouraging you to leave us comments as well. So on Facebook, or not on Facebook, on YouTube, I want to go back. This is a couple episodes ago. This Colt wrote in, I got a big kick out of y'all reading my joke about Bobby Lee watching soccer. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Be careful, though, Bobby Lee. They say watching soccer is the slippery slope that leads to socialism.
Yeah.
He's going to start calling it football here soon.
Football. I haven't started watching the WNBA, although some of the most WNBA action I've watched all year was just in the last 24 hours. Did you see a fan threw a dildo on the court?
No, I didn't see that.
And like a lot of people are pointing out, like the WNBA, they're so damn stupid. Like, that they're kind of trying to, no, this was like viral gold.
They should have.
They need to lean into stupid shit like that. And just look, sports on TV is all about just entertainment, getting eyeballs on TVs. That's the way.
Yes.
That's the way they get paid ultimately.
That's why they don't get paid.
I'm not gonna go off on a rant, but all the players hate Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, because she's hot.
Well, and she's just really damn good.
Isn't it the hot blonde?
No. You're thinking of Sophie Cunningham.
Oh, who's Caitlin Clark? Is she hot?
Damn, you're gonna put me on. She's not as hot as Sophie Cunningham.
Look, come on, man. I'm shallow enough. Let me see. Caitlin Clark. Let me look her up.
She is not a bad looking young lady at all. But she is a total badass. But, and a lot of people won't say this, she's white.
Yeah.
And
no, she's not very hot. Man, you're being really generous.
But she's only, I guess this is her second season. But she is a total badass, and she was a total badass in college. Had a huge following.
Yeah.
She's literally elevating the entire league in terms of ratings and everything.
Yeah.
But all the other players are extremely jealous and butthurt over her.
Because she's the only good player?
Well, yeah, kind of.
And look, she's not
I don't want to be a hater, but right, just
she's not like a, look, and she's not like a 3 out of 10. She's probably she's a 5.
No, she's not bad looking at all.
She's a solid 5.
And she's wearing a basketball uniform there. You think
that's true? Yeah, if she was in a dress with her hair fixed, makeup on, she might be. Who's the other chick? What'd you say?
You're thinking, and I think she plays for the same team, but Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie. Wait a minute, pH.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, she's pretty hot.
And see, here's the thing.
She is. She's hot.
I had never heard of any of them. Like if you'd asked me 6 months ago who Sophie Cunningham was, I'd said I have no clue.
Yeah.
But she plays with Caitlin Clark. You know, it's
like the only two attractive females in the league on the same team.
Well, no, it's just, and again, we're spent way too much time on WNBA already. But the league is not embracing the things that could make it a lot more popular.
Yeah.
Like they all hate Caitlin Clark.
This is perfect.
The funny shit, like people are like, if they really wanted to make this funny thing, like it needs to become a thing. You know, like, and I'm not a hockey dude at all, but like the throwing the catfish on the ice in a hockey match, became a big thing.
Yep. So they need to throw a dildo out there.
For like in every game, like a dildo just was going to come flying out of the crowd at some point.
Yeah. They take themselves way too seriously for that.
Yeah, right, because they're like, no, we need to be,
We're a professional league.
They did the whole thing during the All-Star game, their All-Star game. They wore shirts that pay us what you owe us.
Yeah.
But the whole deal is the WNBA.
Don't they lose like $20 million a year?
Yeah, it's subsidized by the NBA.
Yeah.
And it might be getting to the point where it's about to start actually making some money, but since it's existed, it's never once turned a profit. So it's like,
if we paid you what you're owed, it'd be like minus $20,000.
Yeah, you would all owe us money.
Yeah.
Be careful what you ask for. But anyway, that's way too.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'll be careful with my soccer. I don't wake up and watch,
football.
The European games that are going on early in the morning for us, every day or anything like that.
Well,
pretty much when the U.S. team's playing, I'll tune in.
I did that reminds me of hold on, I'll get to that. Let me get to these other comments. So the same guy commented on our most recent episode, Colt. He said, I can neither confirm nor deny that Logan has and is involved in spec ops missions, but those guys just have a certain look about them, just saying. So what I've learned is I am not a good gray man. The gray man's supposed to be able to go and just he's like a tactical guy, but he can blend into the crowd.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm not a good gray man.
Yeah, I mean,
tonight I'm definitely not a good gray man.
You like to wear some kind of flamboyant.
Yeah, I like the flashy shirts.
You're a big guy. I like you.
Well, I got a funny story on that.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I'm a little flattered by this one, actually. And there's some more there, but I'm flattered by this one. Andrea writes in, I think you could pull off wood splitting videos, Logan. You have a little of that brawny man look going on.
The beard.
The beard, and I appreciate that. I tell you, I like splitting wood for fun, and for a workout. I wouldn't want to do it every day.
No, there's something.
It's just a manual, like a masculine release.
Now that we've got the fire pit, which, Lord, I hadn't lit that thing in probably a month or more now. Although, did you see, we're going to have lows in the 60s.
I did.
Here in a couple of days.
Because I was like, man, I ought to take the kids camping Friday night.
By Friday, our highs are in the 80s and lows in the mid-60s.
I'm looking forward to it.
Mid-60s, but it'll be cool enough where,
you can enjoy being outside.
When the kids, come 8:30, 9 o'clock, sun's down, I might actually start a fire in a little fire pit. But I enjoy walking over there.
Splitting some wood.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, it's like a masculine release.
Yeah.
So here's some of ours on Spotify. This goes back to our episode, remember, our outlaw episode, where I asked, did anybody ever have any fantasies about anything? And this guy wrote in, he said, I always wanted to be in a high-speed chase or rob a bank. Me too. I'm right there with you. And actually, I've got a story with that. Like I said, I got several stories tonight. And then the next guy wrote, thanks for reading my comment about the hose pipe. Not to belabor the point, but it is a hose that functions as a pipe. So all I'm hearing is just trying to justify that.
Does he say where he's from?
Well, he said, I don't know where all our southernisms come from. I think most of the time we call it what our daddies call it. Enjoy the show as always, and robbing a bank would be a total rush.
Yeah, the hose pipe thing seems to be very, very specific to
an area.
Southern Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
Maybe even Middle Tennessee in general. But yeah, it's weird.
It is. Cody writes in on our last episode. He was not satisfied with your admission of guilt over the water tower. He said, I saw the Iraq water tower as the title, could not get any work done until Bobby Lee addressed his donations. Yet again, he danced around admission of guilt.
I can 100% say I've never donated money to any Islamic group, including ISIS or ISIL or whatever name they currently go by.
Then Jack wrote in.
Obama would always call them ISIL.
ISIL, I remember that.
Like everybody calls them ISIS. Why is he calling them?
Because they're his brothers.
I understand they're different, interpretations of whatever.
That's his brethren. Jack writes in, I love the unpredictability of the show. Bobby Lee being compared to Danny Glover was not on my bingo card today. So, great comments.
Yeah, I'm just getting too old for this shit.
You are. You're getting too old for this shit. Guys.
I need to put that on my list of movies to watch. Have you watched the new Happy Gilmore?
I did watch it last night.
It's probably safe for kids, isn't it?
It was not. I don't think it was too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember like a lot of. There was no like nudity. Well, one guy goes streaking, but it's like blurred. And I don't think the language was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We watched it last night. So I got several things. First, have you seen all this outrage? We're talking about hot women. Have you seen all the outrage over Sydney Sweeney being so hot in a pair of blue jeans?
Yeah, and I saw where. So she did an ad for American Eagle, right?
Yeah.
Which I wasn't really sure if they still exist.
I wasn't either, but they exist now.
And of course, you never know if things are real, but it was a statement. It was like a graphic with her, like the image of her like modeling her jeans, and it was like an apology from them.
I think that was fake. I saw that.
Where
he talked about her being hot.
Yeah, because it was very sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like they were definitely like leaning into it.
I wish, and I hope like hell that Sydney don't apologize or something now, because I'm like,
what are people even mad about?
Because she's hot. But literally the people that are mad are like, they're the woke women that are fat. And, they got the blue hair, and they just are mad that she's an attractive woman, and apparently that men are attracted to her.
Well, in the last, I don't know, whatever, since woke culture, whatever came about in the last 10 or 15 years, you've seen these, all these clothing companies that used to have like super hot chicks.
Yeah.
And even like, really good looking dudes modeling their clothes. Like now they want to, have like,
they want to have a tranny man. Calvin Klein had the tranny. It was a dude.
It was pregnant.
A pregnant dude, and then like in there, and they were like,
I don't even want to know like what.
Can't even wrap my mind around all that.
But or like somebody morbidly obese modeling something, and like, no. When my wife is shopping for blue jeans, when she sees somebody super hot like Sydney Sweeney in them, that's why you buy them. You're like, damn, look how good she looks in those jeans.
Yeah.
I could maybe look that good.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
that's marketing.
I mean, that's not really how I shop for myself, but
that's why our podcast does so good. People see how damn good looking we are.
That's right.
And they're like, man, we got to listen to this podcast.
But like, if you see a dude like, I don't know, you're like shopping online for some clothes. And
he's fat as hell, he's like, slob.
Like, no, I don't want to look like that. I don't even want to be associated with that.
Dude, you build your style. Like, I mean, that's Steve McQueen. You think about the like kind of icons throughout history. Steve McQueen was one of them. Dude, he is like a trim dude. He always dressed like cool leather jacket. Just sharp looking dude, man. I mean, that's why ZZ Top wrote the song Sharp Dressed Man. Like, so, and dudes, we like good looking women.
But yeah, apparently, but I assume it's just a very vocal minority of like the feminist, the blue haired.
Oh, but now they're saying we got to cancel or boycott American Eagle and cancel Sydney Sweeney.
Well, this is the best thing that can happen to American Eagle because, like we just said.
Oh yeah, they're prominent again. They were nothing. They were big when I was in high school.
Well, yeah, me too. Like I had American Eagle jeans and T-shirts or whatever, and like I just hadn't heard anything from them in the last 20 years, and now it's like, oh, they still exist, and this was a great move for them.
I
have no need for blue jeans. Certainly, I mean, American Eagle's not really my style anymore. But if they don't back down from this,
I might go buy a pair.
And especially if they lean into it, like, I'm liable to go online and order a pair.
If they leaned into it, I would.
Yeah.
Like if they would put out a statement like that, I'd buy a pair.
Yeah.
So that was funny. Sydney Sweeney, she's hot. Get over it. People that are offended by it. She's a good-looking gal. She looks good in a pair of jeans. All right, I had some. I give state troopers a hard time. I had a run-in with one yesterday.
Yeah, because they're kind of MO is they just write a lot of traffic tickets.
Yeah, I got one yesterday.
Ah.
So
yeah, that's that outlaw streak in you.
It is. Well, I got home yesterday, and my wife was cooking dinner, and she cooked these hamburger steaks, and it makes a bunch. So she said, call your parents, see if they want to come eat. And I said, all right. So I did, and she said, crap, I need 2 more potatoes, because she was making mashed potatoes. So I said, I'll run to the store real quick. Hell, I live 5 minutes from the grocery store.
I was about to say, how did you even run into a state trooper between?
They're hot out here. Like, in the last 2 days, I've seen them.
Normally state troopers, like, stick to, like,
you would think the highway, because they are the highway patrol. But anyway, so and my daughter, she gets in the truck.
For reference, like, literally, it's a 2-lane county road, and it's about, 2.5, 3 miles, maybe?
Yeah.
To the store?
Yeah. Well, and I drive this road every day. It's literally out here by my house. I turn on this road, drive straight down it, and then turn right into the grocery store. Well, I'm driving, and there's a trap up here where it goes from 45 to 30.
Yeah.
And I get through the 45, and my truck it's lifted and has big wheels and tires, and so my speedometer is off. Like, it's off, I guess, even more than I thought, because I'm going, and my daughter's in the back seat. I'll tell on myself here. I didn't have a seatbelt on. Again, I'm just driving in here, but I see the state trooper. He comes around this S curve, and I have just gone through where the speed limit changes to 30. And I'm like, all I'm thinking about is hurrying up and getting these 2 potatoes. So I let off the throttle. I don't hit the brakes. Maybe when the speed changes, I guess you're supposed to just hit the brakes, but I just let off the throttle and it'll slow down.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm just slowing down, and I see him, and I tell Emerson, my daughter, I'm like, I said, he's going to get me. And sure enough, I get by, and I look into my mirror, and I see him whip it into like a driveway. And I told Emerson,
you didn't just stop on it?
I thought about it. I really did. I'm going to be honest. I told Emerson, I was like, because this comes up to an S curve, and then if I take a left, it goes towards the farm, for people that don't know. And I was thinking, I'm like, there's Wiley's Cove is right there. I'm like, I could floor it through the S curve, take a left, and then take a right. And I'm like, I bet I could get away. Like, I was kind of thinking that. And I told Emerson, and Emerson was like, you better not do that. This is my 7-year-old daughter. She's like, you better not do that with me in the truck. And so I didn't. I did put my seatbelt on, and I see, here he comes, blue lights. I get through the first part of the S curve, and he's right behind me, so I pull over. And damn it, I hate to admit it, he was the nicest damn guy I've ever talked to, I think. He wrote me a ticket, but he was nice as shit. Like, he came up to my window, and he said, man, you were doing 55 and a 30.
Ooh.
And I said, dang, was I going that fast? And he said, you were. And I said, well, I said, so that's pretty fast. I didn't realize I was going that fast. And he goes, man, just give me your license. And I already had my license out. Hell, I know the drill. I had my license, so I handed him my license. He said, registration. I was digging through. Well, I got all kinds of guns in the truck, and I have like 2 guns. I have an AR right by the center console, and I know my most recent registration is in my center console, but I feel really awkward getting in there because there's like a pistol right here and an AR right here. So I was looking in the glove box, and the only one I could find was really old, and I was like, man, this one's really out of date. And he said, it don't matter. He said, just give me one. So I gave him that one. He's like, man, this truck's a 2015. This thing is clean. Like, he was like, I'm like, man, why are you're bothering me? You're being so nice. And on top of that, my tags were expired. And so he goes back there, and he comes back after a little bit, and he's making small talk, and he says, I am going to give you a ticket. He said, I knocked it down to 50 and a 30. And he said, and I'm not going to write you a ticket for your tags. And he said, just get tags.
Were your tags out?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. He said, I'm not going to write.
I can't believe anybody would do that.
So, I mean, I was like, I mean, I told Emerson, I said, Emerson, after we left, she was like, he was really nice. And I'm like, he was insanely nice. So I did think it was
That's
funny.
'cause you're white.
It is. Yeah. If I was black, I'd be dead. But I told Emerson, I said, dang, I hate it. But part of me was still, I told Marcy today, I said, I almost wish I'd have just said, man, can I ask you an honest question? Because he was being so nice. He's like, yeah. I'd be like, why are you out here? This isn't a highway. Like, I'm honestly, like, not even being an ass. I'm just kind of wondering, like, this isn't a highway. Like, why come out here? Because somebody said yesterday that there was 3 state troopers on this road, and they were popping people. And that's what, so.
One of the biggest dickhead cops I ever dealt with over a ticket was a trooper. And I was doing 10 over, 80 and a 70. I've probably told the story on here. Not even another car anywhere in sight. It's like the most desolate stretch of 4-lane highway in the state of Tennessee, I think.
Yeah.
He took my license, went back to his car and he was back there forever. I was coming home from college one night, like I was going home.
Yeah. Martin or Knoxville?
Martin.
Yeah.
Like I was literally like leaving like the college town, coming back to my parents' home, not just like driving home to the bar or anything.
Yeah.
And he was like, after staying back there forever, he comes back. He's like, the best I can do is a ticket.
Oh yeah, you did
So I
tell
was
him.
like, what? Like,
You're like,
damn.
what's the worst?
Is he gonna like, just drag me out and put a bullet in the back of my head, or take me to jail? Like, what other options were on the table, man?
Yeah.
Like, I was 10 over. Like, I mean, I understand I could get a ticket, but that's the best case
I was gonna say,
scenario.
yeah, that seems a little extreme.
I guess I got lucky.
Yeah.
He didn't go with any of the other options. But anyway.
What did it cost you? I don't even know what it cost. I gotta
remember
pay
I
online.
went to like the driving school thing.
See, I don't have, he said he was like, all you gotta do is just go
I do
online.
remember. I went to court, and the day we were in court, it was like all the people he had written tickets for, and everybody, like we were sitting there talking about how he's a dickhead to everybody.
Yeah.
And something was going on at the state capitol, and he was having to be there for like extra security, and so they
Threw y'all's out?
Well, they're like, everybody here can like do driving school or something, and like, that's whatever I did.
Gotcha.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, this guy was extremely nice. Like, I will hand it to him. This dude was super nice. And then he just started talking about my truck, like for a little bit. I'm like, well, I appreciate it.
I mean, hey, cops are regular people.
They are. And I mean, they're necessary. I'm not like against having cops, but all right. We got those.
I do often think, and this is kind of like,
Is this anarchy?
well, no, but like talking about running for the cops, like when I'm in my Jeep,
Just going off road?
well, because like and I know like all the fields around here, and I don't get far from home anyway.
Yeah.
There's all the time, and like I drive like a pawpaw. Like I would not have been doing 55 or 30, but I always like, if they did try to pull me over, like I'm almost always really close to where I know a field is, where I could go across there. They could not, like, they're not in a police cruiser. They could not go where I can go.
Yeah.
And I can get all the way across and onto another road. If they
Yep.
tried to follow me, they're going to get stuck. But I'll be home for now. They'll probably have my tags, and they'll be waiting at my house for me.
Well,
or
and
something.
that was me. And that's the thing. I'm thinking, like, my truck is like, it's
easily identifiable.
It is easily identifiable. Yeah, like there's like, okay, well that's him for sure. Like we know where he is easily. So, now before we get into the Q&As, I got something funny. So I went to the Creed concert this weekend.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
Super badass, man. It was like and it was such a cool crowd because there
was it at the Lander Center?
It was at FedEx Forum.
FedEx Forum. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, it was just a super badass show. But it was funny because, I was a fan of Creed when I was in school. Like they were big when I was a kid. And
have they released any albums lately or anything? Or?
No, they just really have gotten back together because they had a falling out. Scott Stapp, the singer, he kind of went off the deep end, and
it's like every rock band.
Yeah. Which he lives in Nashville now, and he's done some solo stuff. But they're back together, and it was Creed, Mammoth, and Daughtry. And Mammoth is Wolfgang Van Halen. It's Eddie Van Halen's son.
Okay.
And he shreds the shit out of guitar. Like, he was badass.
Yeah.
Mammoth, super badass band. Like, give them a shout out. Daughtry was good. That's Chris Daughtry.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge, like, Chris Daughtry fan, but he kicked ass.
Like one of the originals on American Idol?
Yeah, he said back in 2006.
Okay. I thought so. Like, I'm not a big, huge fan of his either, but I never watched American Idol, but it seemed like I remembered that.
Well, his music was way heavier live. Like, I'm like, if he was this heavy on his album stuff, he would be more popular because he can sing his ass off. But Creed just blew the damn roof off, man. Like, they were so badass. But it was funny. Me and my buddy John went, John Simmons, and I'm 6'1". I weigh 242 pounds. I weighed the other day. And John is the same height as me. He played college football. John played arena football, which was pretty cool. But he's about 298 pounds. Now, we're pretty well packed into these seats in the forum. But the show goes off, and we stayed for the whole thing. So we're going back, and our cars are in the parking garage, and we're on like the third floor. And it was funny. This is the first time I've ever done this before. We get to the elevators, and a bunch of people get on, and John's like, I think we can fit. And so he walked in, and then I walk in, and an alarm goes off on the elevator.
Too overweight?
Overweight. I've never overloaded an elevator. We had to get off. Have you ever overloaded an elevator?
No.
I didn't know that they would do that. Like, I've seen the thing where it's like max capacity so-and-so, but it's probably 2,000 pounds, I think, usually. And I got to thinking, I'm like, well, shit, me and him were well over 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And, but we got on there, and yeah, like an alarm went off, and somebody hollered. They said, overloaded. And John was like, if we just stay here, the door will close and we can go. And people were like, no. And so we had to get off the elevator.
I thought y'all were going to lead to everybody's demise.
Yes. So, but I do recommend, there is still some dates on the Summer of '99 tour by Creed, and Seven Dust is with them on some of them. Seven Dust is really awesome live. But if you get the chance to go, you need to go. The crowd was cool because it was there was young people, but it was a bunch of people like my age, your age, like the guys that
I
were,
would imagine so. Yeah.
Yep, that were jamming Creed back in the day. And they were, just awesome. Like, it was a very cool, nostalgic moment for me.
Yeah.
So, all right, get to some of these Q&As here.
Well, I was going to mention one thing because it wasn't a lot in the news, but did you see where
Korea?
Something with North Korea?
Yeah, they made a trade deal with Korea.
Oh, well, probably with South Korea then. Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. I think it's it is South Korea.
I was about to say, it ain't shit with North Korea.
It's they are gonna buy some ag products, but it said don't get your hopes up that it's gonna be a big jump in price.
Right.
But hey, it is some positive news.
And I know a lot of people have been calling for this, but Secretary Rollins did announce they're going to decentralize the USDA.
Oh, really?
Moving not the entire thing out of D.C., but...
Oh, yeah.
We're not the first people, but I know a lot of other ag, social media people have been calling for that for a long time. Like, why is the USDA in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, it needs to be in the field, basically, or where these guys are.
They're moving it. There's going to be 5 regional hubs. I'll find here North Carolina, Missouri, Indiana, Colorado, and Utah, as well as 2 administrative support sites in New Mexico and Minnesota. But because I've never, Vance Crowe talks about it all the time, because he lived in D.C. for a little while. He's like, it will blow your mind when you visit the USDA. Like, the building is massive. It's like it goes on for blocks. He's like, and none of the people working there are ag people.
Yeah, some of them maybe never even
stepped
foot on.
They're just bureaucrats that are, I'm going to spend a couple of years at the USDA. That'll look good on my resume, and then I'm going to go over to this, and they're swamp people.
Yep.
And moving that out of the swamp.
Good. Well, I wonder, that'll actually, honestly, that should open the door for better people too, because a person that actually would be interested in ag and want to get into it, they don't want to go to Washington. They want to be in the actual locations.
Well, that's Vance's things. Like most of these people that are at the USDA now, are a lot of them, like they have no interest in agriculture. I mean, probably a lot of them, but they're just Washington bureaucrats. Like they want to be in that social scene, and rubbing elbows, and it's like he always says, like, put the USDA headquarters in Kearney, Nebraska. There's no airport nearby. Like you will not move there to work for the USDA unless you really
are interested in that.
Like that is what you. But of course, this is a step in the right direction. Not quite as radical as he had proposed, but anyway,
that's good. Yeah. That is great.
Tiny little tidbit of.
That's two good things of news there. You got the North Korea deal or the South Korea deal, and then that's good. There's some positive news for you guys. I'm not going to beat you over the head over any of the negative. We're going to keep this one cool. All right, Brock writes in, "Hey guys, love the show. I found the show on Spotify a while back and have been listening ever since. Haven't missed one yet. I'm a 37-year-old small-time farmer from extreme southern Illinois." Okay, so not too far from us.
He's not far from us at all then.
He said, "I'm about 30 minutes north of the Kentucky line. I row crop about 300 acres and run around 20 head of cattle all by myself, all while maintaining a full-time job as a Tennessee highway patrolman." No, I'm just kidding.
He lives in Illinois.
I should have said Illinois highway patrolman. All while maintaining a full-time job at the county highway department. I just wanted to reach out and say how much I love the show because of how I can relate to both of you at the same time with the crops and cattle. I love listening how the Little Blue store is going and have wondered how I can start something similar in my area. Just don't know if I have the time. Anyways, just wanted to say how much I love listening to the show. P.S. I was putting batteries in my old 4430 tractor tonight when I noticed that the batteries I purchased from Rural King were made in the USA. You can use that one if you'd like. Thanks. So, man, first off, we appreciate you reaching out. We always love to hear from everybody. And, man, that's what I love about our show. I mean, I feel like a lot of shows, you get one or the other, and we cover both sides, come at it from both angles. And as far as starting the store like we're doing, time is my strongest enemy with it now because, like you, I do pretty much everything by myself for the most part. And so finding the time to balance the row crop with the store is really hard. And I mean, it's almost one of those things where I feel like you got to kind of decide, like, how big do I want to push this? And I would encourage you, if you're interested in kind of the Blue Farm store thing like we're doing, man, honestly, I would say start truck patch and just see. You can plant you some sweet corn. In our area, I think we've talked about, like, the sweet corn thing is kind of, you can still sell it here, and it still sells pretty good. It's just not the frenzy it once was because so many people grow it. But try it out. Start doing some sweet corn or little produce, tomatoes,
some watermelons.
Yep. And
whatever you're good at and passionate about.
Yeah, just grow it, and you don't have to have a building yet. And I mean, ideally, you would start selling it, and eventually, you're like, all right, dang, this is doing so good. I gotta do something. So go from there, and then I mean, that's what I would encourage you. Start small. Like, if I could do it all over again, I mean, we're really fortunate now that we have the building. Like, we've got the building. It's a nice building, and we can kind of grow into the building. But I mean, could I have started out slower and smaller? Probably. And we kind of eased into it. But I mean, hell, that's not generally how I operate. As far as the batteries, that's awesome, man. I don't know how common American-made batteries are. I've honestly never really paid a lot of attention to when I'm changing them on, like, the tractor and stuff.
Yeah, me either. I kind of had that same thought. I was like, well, I wonder where most of them are made.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. Appreciate that, Brock. Thank you for writing in. Our next one comes in from Kyle Hanks. I'm sure somewhere down the line, Bobby Lee's dad could tell you if we're kin to you. He's got, like, literally the full lineage of our bloodline all the way back to Abraham Lincoln's mother. So he could tell you.
I'm sure it goes back even further than that, like back to when originally
The Vikings.
yeah when they originally came over from Europe. Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle writes in, hello again from your cousin to the north. I've recently purchased a 20-acre property perfect for grazing cattle. My plan is to graze steers during summer months on it in an attempt to expand our freezer beef business.
There you
The
go.
previous person who was grazing cattle on it pulled all the fences out. I'm looking to see if I qualify for an equip fence. Do either of you have any experience with equip fence programs? Well, I'll tell you who we need to have on for that would be your brother.
Yeah, I was about to say just check with your NRCS. I did get some cost share on some fence through NRCS on the newest farm we bought, but it was not the equip program. But those guys are really good about knowing which program would be most, beneficial to you. My brother, they helped with his fencing,
And the water, wasn't it?
the waters. That ground was all row crop. Because actually you'd worked that ground.
Yeah, I think two years.
Prior
Prior
to, yeah. And so he was putting it back into pasture, so that involved.
Those damn cattlemen taking our damn row crop ground.
That's what. Well, they need to take more of it. We're overproducing. Renton. We actually went up to the NRCS office and used their drill, covered seed cost, all kinds of costs, because he was taking just a plain row crop farm and putting in fences, waters,
Yep.
Establishing grass, all that. So, yeah, I would go to your local county office and just talk to those guys. That's
Did
what
they
they're
like
there
sit
for.
down and look at a map and plot out like, all right, what kind of setup do you want? Like, how did they do that?
I can't speak to exactly what he did. We like for mine, which my place was already established in grass, so it didn't involve any like this are the species you need to plant and whatnot. Mine had most of the perimeter fence. It was in bad shape, but the program I used, you could get cost share on cross fencing, because obviously that's better for the grass, the ecosystem, whatever. So you can rotationally graze. It would also pay to fence them out of waterways and out of any timber. And
Wow.
Because of course cattle getting in like your creeks and whatnot, isn't great.
Yeah.
And the same with like the timber, like they're just, I guess, I'm sure they can give you all the research why it's not great. Oh yeah, they wanted to because that farm in particular that I've got is about half of it is timber.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know how it is. Like we would have miles upon miles of fence to fence around every
Oh gosh, yeah.
little nook and cranny, and I was like, no, but they and then they helped me on one of my perimeter fences. There is a creek there, so they were able to. But now my fence isn't right on the property line, which that drove my dad insane. Which, of course, my wife and I bought this place. So you got to put the fence on the property line, because then I was like, yeah, 100 years ago, right, if the fence wasn't on the property line, then the property
Now
line
we've got GPS
became
mapping.
where the fence was.
Yes.
And I understand that. Like, even if the fence isn't on the property line, that's what everybody's going to recognize as it. I was like, and I was like, and when I do this, they don't pay for the whole thing, but they pay for a big chunk of it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm fine with this fence being a little off the property line, because it's, fencing along a creek, keep them out of. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Equip is a really cool program. You've paid taxes, you've paid into it, so you ought to utilize it.
And if they're anything like the guys at our office, they're great.
They are.
Guys and gals. Specifically on NRCS
and
side
actually,
is-
when you were talking about them decentralizing, I was thinking about the people at our office, like I won't use any names, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but especially on the NRCS stuff, because I use the Equip program. I've even used TDA. I've used multiple for the cover cropping and things like that. We've used them even for putting in structures and things like that. And
one of them would make a good guest.
they would actually. I need to try to see if I can get the dude that I'm thinking of specifically. I need to try to see if I can get him on here. He's sharp. He was the one when I called about Equip. and I was like asking him legit questions about the cover crop. He was like taken aback because he's like, "Are you actually interested in this?" And I'm like,
Yeah, you're not just farming for the payment.
Yeah, he was like, "Man, all the guys just what pays the most money is what they all ask me." And I'm like, "No, I actually legitimately am interested." So, no, they're really into it, and they're sharp, and they're there to help you. And I mean, let them, you know, be like, "Look, man, let's figure out the best we can." I mean, they're going to try to help you. So, I'd encourage you to go talk to them.
And and they, I actually had them out because I had a creek crossing where I had a culvert. It wasn't a very adequate one, and it finally blew out. And they have some programs where they can help you like make like a crossing. But they came out and looked at it, and they told me from the get go, they're like, yeah, they're like, for you to do it the way that we would want you to do it, even though we'll help you with some of the costs, it's gonna cost so damn much.
Yeah.
Like, you're better off just getting a bigger culvert and putting it in. You're like, yeah, don't pretty much don't mess with us on that. Like we're gonna make it way more complicated than it needs to be.
That is the one of the bad.
Yeah, they shot me, and I appreciate it. I was like, okay, thanks, guys.
Yeah, better than.
I looked at it, didn't cost me nothing. Just the taxes I already pay, like you said.
It's you know, I had structures put in on the farm. I got one of my farms,
like some terraces, and
and because it washed like crazy, and they pay a percentage of it. The one downside in our area, and I don't know if this is everywhere, their numbers are real outdated. Like they paid a portion of it.
Yeah, they're like, this should cost $60,000.
And it costs way more. Yeah, like,
and they're going to pay for half of it, and then it costs $100,000, and
yeah, like so. And that was the guy that did the work for me, because I mean, I had a guy come out and with a bulldozer and track hose, and he laid the pipe and did all the stuff, and that's what he said. He was like, "Man, He said, it's a cool program. He said, and I'm glad, you know, they're trying to help you out. He said, but to be honest with you, their numbers are pretty bad off. Like, because they give you a list, and it's like, here's kind of what the material ought to cost. And this guy that I was dealing with is a very honest guy. Like, it wasn't like he was rooking me. It's like, no, I've known this dude a long time. He's honest. Then he was like, so there is, just like I said, go talk to him. Appreciate it, Kyle. Our cousins in another county, actually another state, but keep on keeping on, man. All right, the next one comes in from Jeremy. He said, hey fellas, got a couple of questions. First, how do you guys think the Australian beef deal will affect our market? I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, obviously
there's only like 12 people in Australia.
Your numbers might be kind of like those government numbers.
No, hey, and we love our Australians. We got a pretty good presence in Australia.
Yeah, good day, mates.
Yep. I want to get an Australian on here. All right, anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, it's good morning to y'all. It's good evening to everybody else.
That's right. That's right. So what is the Australian beef deal?
So I believe what they're talking about is that Australia's going to start importing beef from the U.S.
I got you.
I mean, obviously, the cattle prices are pretty crazy right now. Crazy good, crazy high. And so I don't know that we saw, like, once that was announced,
a bump or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even tell. I mean, the cattle are just up all the time right now.
Yeah, bastards.
Obviously, it's a good deal. I don't know what actual numbers are in terms of how much they're going to import, and is that really going to be a significant amount? One of the one of the big pushbacks I know a lot of U.S. beef producers have, the whole grass-fed push.
Yep.
And it's some ridiculous percentage of the grass-fed beef that's sold in the U.S. is not U.S. beef. A lot of it comes from like Australia, New Zealand, maybe South America, just because it's much more common for them to grass-finished cattle.
Yeah.
Whereas most real Americans, we know that grain-fed beef is better.
Yes.
Corn-finished. I want corn-fed.
When
I'm eating a ribeye, I want that sucker to eat a bunch of corn that lasts 120 days.
I do too. I want good marbling. Give me that fat on there.
Hey, the corn's cheap right now. Why wouldn't we want them to eat it?
You might. I want them to. I want the cattle guys to buy the shit out of it, because maybe if they buy enough, it'll bump our prices back up.
And now's when a lot of guys that you know, a lot of the farmer feeders, like through like the upper Midwest and all, and like Iowa, it's like they're not selling any corn; they're just feeding it all.
Yeah. It's better, like I say, to walk it through your cattle than it is to
walk it to town. It's worth a whole lot more in pounds of cattle than it is just in bushels of corn.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. This guy does ask you. Now, Bobby Lee could probably talk about this all night, so we'll have to keep him short on it. Second, I would love to hear Bobby Lee's opinion on his Vols pigskin team this year. The Tide will be tough to tango with, I hope. Thanks, and keep pounding out great content. Roll Tide.
You know, obviously, when it comes to football, and I'll keep this short. We're already at nearly 50 minutes. Yeah, I mean, like every football team anywhere, it's going to come down to the quarterback, and obviously we've got question marks at that position. Defense should be really salty again, though. I think actually our offensive line is probably poised to be better with transfers we brought in, and including one blue chip recruit that'll be starting at tackle. You know, lost offensive player of the year in the conference at running back, but I think Heupel has proven that you know, we're going to run the ball no matter who's toting it. We're going to rush the ball for you know, successfully. Need some wide receivers to step up. I'm going to have some new faces there, but I don't know. Our schedule is actually for once relatively favorable. We you know, you look at, there's really 3 games on the schedule you look at where you're like, and that is Georgia at home, on the road in Tuscaloosa, and on the road at Florida. We get Arkansas and Oklahoma at home. I mean, those are games you could easily lose. And I don't know, if they don't screw up and lose a game they shouldn't lose, like at Arkansas last year, and we get relatively good quarterback play, I think we could be a good year. And he may not want to hear this. I don't know. The trip to Tuscaloosa doesn't worry me even as much as the trip to Gainesville or even Georgia at home. I mean, I'm not convinced DeBoer is the guy. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see him not last long at Alabama. Not because he necessarily gets fired, but just because, I mean, that's a pressure cooker of a job. He came from, you know, Washington, where people, I mean,
I don't know
they were
shit.
like the 10th most important thing going on in Seattle was Washington Huskies football, whereas University of Alabama football is the most important thing happening in the state of Alabama, and there's not even a close second.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't even watch it. Like I said, Bobby Lee's speaking like Japanese over here to me, but I would not want
Alabama. I mean,
I wouldn't want to follow Nick Saban.
Yeah, they may whip our ass this year. I mean, we go to Tuscaloosa. I don't know when we last won down there, but like we've beaten them the last 2 times they've been in Knoxville. We've beaten them. Like when we beat them last year, I mean, it was still a big deal, but it's kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah. The battered Vol syndrome side of me is like going to Gainesville, because 2 years ago we should have beat their ass. My brother went down there. He's like, I'll never go again. Like we were favored by like 10 points, and just, I mean, we were out of it before it even started. But it's different this year. We don't play Florida until like late November. Like it may be the next to last game of the year, other than I think it might be like our 11th game. So
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for football no matter what.
Me too.
But yeah.
Me too. I'm gonna watch this shit.
I'm waiting on my daughter's softball schedule to finally get announced so I can figure out what games we're going to, because we got a good home schedule. 3 big home games, 3 relatively big home games. Oklahoma, Georgia already mentioned, and then Arkansas. I'm going to go to at least one of those 3 games, assuming softball schedule doesn't totally take a shit on it.
Yeah. All right, there you go, Jeremy. There's your football talk. So Matt writes in, your buddy. He said, "What advice?" It's your bro that came down.
Oh yeah.
So he said, "What advice would you give me, or maybe asked differently, what would you do if?" And he gives a scenario here, and this is it's really, really good. My father has a farm that's got approximately 80 acres of farmable land. He currently cuts hay off about 30 acres. It says semi-retired real estate. The remaining 50 of the 80 or so has been leased for row crops the last 10 years. The leasing farmer is not renewing. So here's my question, since you all are vested in the future of farming. I know nothing, as in just enough to get myself in trouble. Luckily, though, my son has the ag bug. All things farming that doesn't involve animals. I'm a veterinarian and only know animals, but it's been dogs and cats for 16 years. I have some background with beef cattle. My son is trending heavily toward wanting to farm. My dad isn't going to be around forever, but would love for him to continue farming it. He'd like to keep the farm in the family. I'm about as useless as can be on fixing equipment. Where would you start? What would you do to keep the fire burning in my son and not F up the farm in the meantime? Thanks. P.S. The whipped tallow at the store has almost completely fixed my post-shaving irritation on my face for what it's worth. Great stuff. Keep hammering, Matt. Man, it's awesome. I told Marcy about the whipped tallow thing because we have people that come in that get like eczema and they'll get the whipped tallow and they say it like clears up their eczema. So it's pretty badass. Awesome. Matt, this is his son does have the farm bug because you brought him into the store when they were down here, and he was like asking me about planters, and he knew models I didn't know because I got red planters. And he was like asking me like a DB60 or something. It's a John Deere planter, and I'm like, man, I don't know. So he is eat up with it, and man, what I would say, I mean, really the best thing you can do. Your father has the ground out there. I mean, man, let him. Basically send him with Pawpaw. And if it's something, it doesn't sound like Matt's uninterested. Like he just says, I don't know anything in it. So, I mean, I don't know. I'd almost encourage Matt to get out there and see what he thinks.
Well, and like, I don't know if he was asking like the direction of, getting into row cropping versus, continuing just the hay, or do they want to put some fences up?
From the conversation I had with his son, it sounds like probably row cropping.
Well, right. I think his son, right, if you asked him, he wants to be planting corn and running the combine. It's going to be hard to make that pencil at all. I mean, that might be just where he gets started, though.
Yeah.
He might be growing, a couple thousand acres, a row crop, one day, which that'd be pretty cool if you got started just on a small patch like that. So I don't know. I think, because the thing with the cattle, obviously if it's not already fenced, you're going to spend a good bit of money, which, hey, you can apply for that equip money and go to the NRCS, see about all that. Getting established in grass, pretty much just like my brother did. And then with cattle, the thing is, I mean, they do tie you down a little bit. If you got some good help, and I do have some people, Buddy PJ helps watch over things when we're gone, but still at the same time, you're like, if I'm going out of town, I need to be sure I don't really want to go right during calving season, or right whenever we're weaning calves and things like that.
Well, it's the same on the row crop. It's like during, really April to...
Y'all only work for like 10 days in the spring and 10 days in the fall. I mean,
Exactly. Some people think that. You know what I'm sitting here thinking about what I think would be cool. Now this is be a scenario.
Right, because to work 80 acres, even if he's farming the whole thing,
you're not going to make a living, or you're going to...
Right, and you can't justify going out and buying tractor, planter, combine,
But it sounds like, I'm assuming here that his grandfather or Matt's dad has a tractor at least, because it says he currently cuts hay off about 30 acres.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm like, all right, this is something, I mean, they could keep cutting hay on the 30 acres.
And 80 acres is a pretty decent amount of hay.
It is.
That's not massive, but it's not tiny either.
That's what I say. Let him cut the 30, and actually, why don't they just? I would kind of say, experiment on the 50. Get you a little. You can buy. I've pushed this thing 100 times. You can buy a Case soybean special drill. 5400 is the model.
Well, I'll do you even one better than that. He can go to the NRCS.
Oh, and just rent theirs.
And rent the drill.
How much do they charge you?
Oh, it's not much. To plant a soybean crop, obviously, they're not going to go out and buy a combine, but pay somebody to harvest it for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a dang good idea.
That's what I would do.
A good buddy of ours, whenever he was first getting started, that's what he was doing. And those, you don't need a huge tractor to pull that drill.
No,
actually,
no.
ours, they have a 15-foot and a 10-foot.
At NRCS?
Yeah, or they did back whenever.
I know they got a 15.
We used the 15 when we did my brother's. I actually rented their 10-footer because I got a creek crossing I couldn't get across with the 15.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, did I do that because I had some row crop ground at my house that I converted back to pasture. Yeah, I mean, it's doesn't cost much of anything to rent that, and
yeah,
you can plant the crop, everything. I mean, they may be set up to spray already if they're spraying their own hay, but you can easily pay somebody to come spray it for you.
Custom hire the spraying, custom hire the combine, and then
if he's eat up with wanting to row crop it, and get somebody to custom harvest it. Most
they let him hop on there and ride along.
Yeah, let him drive the thing.
And I mean, and I'll tell you, cutting your teeth on like 50 acres with a 15-foot drill, it's going to take you a while to plant it. Like, you don't cover a ton of ground. Like, that'll be an all-day endeavor. And so that'll kind of really be
an all weekend,
and it'll be a good way to kind of be like, let's see how much you like this. And I mean, and Matt, it sounds like, he's not uninterested. So it'd be kind of a fun thing. And 50 acres is not going to break you. Like, if you go out and plant, like, I'm not saying that it's just nothing, but I mean, if you plant 50 acres and the crop don't do great, it's not like, oh shit, we're 500 grand in the hole.
And for reference, his son is 11. Yeah. Is that how old my daughter is? Yeah. Just kidding. I know how old my kids are. Same age as her. And he's a hardworking kid because I know, we're talking about, hey, it's all ties back in. He sells firewood.
Okay, there you go. So he splits wood.
Splits wood. They sell it.
Dang, all right.
There. So he's already a hardworking kid, and got the ambition to get out there and do some things. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a great age.
The money to buy some soybean seed.
Yep.
Tell Papa I'm going to borrow the tractor. I'll pay you, a little money for diesel. We're going to rent, just so you get that financial lesson too.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Oh, at that age, that would be awesome.
You sell 2 truckloads of soybeans, you see those checks. You're like, well, you didn't make that much.
Yeah. It's like, all right, yeah. I mean, and man, it'd be a cool thing to learn. Like that'd be I'm kind of thinking about the fact that you got Matt, who I would say is interested in learning. It's kind of it would be a cool father-son adventure. It's like, we're gonna try to plant and farm this 50 acres. Like I said, I would keep doing hay on the 30 if you could.
Don't go out and buy a bunch of equipment, obviously.
No. I mean, because you're realistically on 50 acres, honestly, if you break even, especially right now, I'm going to tell you, prices are terrible.
Well, right.
I mean, they're terrible. Like,
and again, he's 11, so hopefully by the time he would really be able to hit it.
I hope it's better.
Shit. And make a real go at it, the markets are.
If they're still this bad, shit, I don't know what kind of shape I'd be in by then, but that's what I'd try. Man, I say kind of experiment.
And he can even do if he's going to be
some
working
cocaine, make him, get him into the, we've been talking about growing, what is it you need for cocaine? Coca?
Hell, I don't know. Just, there's probably a market. They're not far from Nashville.
Oh man, yeah, there'd be a good cocaine market out in that area.
But, or even like say, hey, we're going to plant a little sweet corn.
Yep.
Because, I mean, it's like he's already, doing the firewood and got customers, got the ambition to sit out there and sell stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to plant an acre or two of sweet corn and some stuff like that to sell, and then may have 45 acres of soybeans. But pumpkins, yeah.
Yeah, I started.
Plant a corn maze.
Dad, dude, a corn maze. How far are they from Nashville?
They're Murfreesboro.
So how far is that minutes-wise?
But I mean, even Murfreesboro is a big population.
That is.
Murfreesboro is huge for us.
Corn maze has serious money potential. Yeah. And 50 acre, I mean, you certainly wouldn't do a 5 to 10 acre corn maze that's a nice size corn maze. And I tell you, you plant a corn maze. I used to do one for our church. you plant like east to west and then north to south. Like you plant one way, you cut your population down to like 20,000, and you plant one direction, and you just crisscross another 20,000.
So you don't have rows that you can look down.
No, and we harvested it with a bean header, because you can't run a corn header through it because it's all over the place. So we actually went in there. You lose a lot of corn, but I mean your money is not coming from the corn. Your money's coming from the clientele. I mean, I've heard crazy stuff. I've heard guys off of like 8 to 10 acre corn mazes making like $300,000. Now I very much, and I'll tell you, I intended on having a corn maze at our farm store this year, but it was just so damn wet. I never got to plant it. But we will have a corn maze next year. And I mean, there is big money. And in Murfreesboro, that's a good area.
You can do it's haunted on Friday and Saturday night.
Yep. I think Kelly and them, don't Matt and Kelly do like the haunted, they do like a zombie shoot.
Yeah, they have zombie paintball.
Yeah. I think you can kill a man in theirs, and like bury the body.
Yeah, and see if you can get away with it.
Yeah. If you get away with it, then you get like a prize. Like it's like a year long, you gotta wait. No. Man, there's a lot of different stuff, Matt, and I mean, hell, through Bobby Lee, you can get in touch with me if you got any questions.
I've never been to their place. I mean, I know generally where it is, but I would dare say they're close enough to, a fairly big population center there.
Yeah.
That, the agritourism thing, it's got my wheels turning for him.
Me too. Hand me that right there, please.
What do you got, the filibuster?
The filibuster. We got two more we got to get to. I'm not going to leave these two hanging. Matt, appreciate it. Like I said, man, if you got a way to get in touch with me, get in touch with me. I'll help you out any way I can on any information I can give you. All right, this comes in from William. William said, "Hey guys, just wanting to see what y'all's thoughts and ideas were. I'm 23 years old, and me and my dad have had cattle for years. We started with just a few and have slowly built up equipment and cattle over the years. We have finally got up to 30 pairs. I'd really like to keep expanding and eventually get to our goal of 100 pairs. Any suggestions would be appreciated, just trying to get advice from more experienced cattlemen. Bobby Lee, love the YouTube channel. Me and my dad watch every video. Keep up the great podcast. Thanks."
I appreciate that.
Good. Y'all spur this man on to keep going. That's good to hear.
Of course, right now, prices are ridiculous. In a bad way if you need to buy cattle, in a good way if you're selling them.
Yeah.
It is a seller's market for sure. And heck, I messed around and bought some
I saw
cows.
You just bought some today?
No.
What were those you were unloading?
Oh, those were some wean calves.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, those were home raised.
Okay.
I bought some bred cows back in May, and they weren't super high dollar. And heck, the market's just kept running ever since then. I bought some older bred cows out of a bred cow sale. Because right now you look at it and you're like, do I really want to go buy? I mean, you're gonna be careful buying sale barn cows. If they're in any kind of a special sale, they're gonna have a special price.
Yep.
If you're really happy with what you got in your genetic makeup, I'd start holding back heifers like crazy. Now it's, you've got 30 pairs right now, 30 mamas. So in any given year, if you got 100% calf crop, which of course none of us ever do, you're gonna have 15 heifer calves, and of course some of them just aren't gonna be the quality you want. And say you got 10 heifers you can keep back every year. That's still gonna take a while. I mean, obviously you can do the math, and of course you keep back 10 this year, all of a sudden you got 40 mamas next year. Then you could keep back 15. It wouldn't take that long to get up to that number without you having to go out and buy a bunch. But then again, a lot of people tell you, those heifers are worth so much now. Sell those.
Yeah.
Buy some older bred cows that are going to go ahead and put you another calf on the ground even quicker. That was kind of my reasoning for buying the ones I did. Two, I thought these were some older cows. I figured on maybe only getting 1 or 2 calves out of most of them.
Yeah.
But then I can turn around and sell the cows a cull, and I've got the 2 calves, whatever. I don't know. And it's, of course, nobody knows what this market is going to do. If you did, you'd be
a millionaire.
Yeah, in Chicago, you know, just playing the board or whatever, you know, and speculating and yeah, getting rich without ever even having to touch an animal. But I know there's a lot of people that are really think, you know, not only is the market going to stay good for the next few years because it's going to take that long to build our numbers back up, but, you know, really, you know, that's why I hesitate whenever people are like, oh, cattle are crazy high right now. I'm like, I think they're really probably just where they should be.
Yeah.
Like, we lagged so long. Like, if you look back, cattle prices over the last 50 years relative to inflation, like, it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and so, like, no, like, they're just relatively where they should be. We were late to the party in terms of prices being where they should.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You know, buying cow-calf pairs for $4,000 right now
Man,
may
you
look
gotta-
cheap a year or two from now.
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
Yeah.
but man, that's, I mean, obviously, he said they're at 30 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't expect, 70 pairs at $4,000 a pair?
Shit, that'd be.
Now, I'm not expecting you to go out and drop $250,000
Yeah.
on buying a bunch of cattle. But I would say starting by keeping back my best heifers, you know, and then, yeah, looking for opportunities. You know, maybe you got a neighbor that's getting out. Like, prices are too good. You know their genetics.
That's what I was sitting here thinking. I'm like, if you could catch somebody that's.
I mean, they're going to want a lot of money for them because that's what they're worth. That's what the
Yeah.
market is bringing right now. And that's kind of how I built my herd. I've got about 50 mamas, and it's always just been, I bought 4 or 5 here, you know,
all of
6 or 7 there.
all of the
Kept back some heifer. You know, I've never bought so many cows at one time.
Yeah, all the
My-
cattlemen around us here mysteriously die when Bobby Lee started farming. Like when he got into the ranch and stuff, like his neighboring cattlemen, they just started dying in mysterious ways, and then Bobby Lee would acquire their cattle.
Man, you know, you say that, but I'm like, man, actually, sadly, which it's kind of like somebody was talking about, man, all these people keep dying. And I'm like, well, buddy, there's what do they say? 2 certainties in life: death and taxes.
Death and taxes. Yeah, the minute we're born, we're dying. So yeah,
That's what we get kind of morbid around the vet clinic because we do see so much death.
Bobby Lee. Every time I call Bobby Lee, I'm like, well, what cat you killing right now? Because I call him Dr. Death a lot of times.
Well, I mean, it's just, so it's like, and my assistants will mess up time. Like, you think this one's going to die? I'm like, I know it's going to die. Like, they all die.
Maybe not today, but it's going to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe not today. Hopefully not this year. Maybe
Yeah.
not even the next 10 years. But it is going to die. That's the one thing I can say for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. Sadly.
I'll tell you my one piece of advice, William, on this is, and my life motto, and it's like, and there's times when this motto has made my life difficult, but I still live by it.
And I know what you're going to say.
I have to come back to it, but you got to risk it for the biscuit.
Life's a garden. You dig it.
Life's a garden, you dig it.
Got to keep
Yes.
on keeping on.
You do, man, and but like the people that make their mark are the risk takers, and
Well,
you got to be risky. And farming is a gamble. Like cattle ranching, farming, row cropping, it's all a gamble.
Oh.
There's no guarantees.
and like with my stocker calves, like, yeah, I had nearly $100,000 borrowed to buy them this year. I have never borrowed money to buy cows though, like mama cows.
Yeah.
I've just been able to, like, money I've set aside, and that's where I would buy 4 or 5 here, 4 or 5 there. I've paid too much for some at times. I can look back and say, oh yeah, that one was not a good deal. Other times where I bought them and like, oh yeah, I made out like a bandit. Like those that I bought back in May, it was 12 bred cows in one pair. The pair I brought, the cow had a bad eye.
Yeah.
I mean, she has a bad eye. She'll never see out of it. I was like, yep. Like as long as the other one's fine. Now, obviously, her margin for error is only half of what it is for all the others.
Yeah.
They only need one good eye.
Yeah, I had a one-eyed
bought-
cow for quite a while,
I
several
bought
years.
another one. Actually, it may have been the very first. I bought 5 bred heifers from a local guy. I bought 4 of them at whatever price he was asking. which I think it was ridiculous. It was like $1,250, which this was 10, 12 years ago. And he had one cow. It was Brayford. My kids had named her the cow of death. She was a little bit ornery, especially when she had a new calf on the ground.
Cow of death.
She was blind in one eye. He's like, man, it may have been a situation where we were sorting them and she was still in there with the ones I wanted to buy and we're trying to sort her off. He's like, I had to look back, but I think I paid him $1,100 for her. She was bred.
Yeah.
And she was crazy, and I had multiple people on YouTube, even some local people I know that wouldn't even comment on YouTube, but would like see me and tell me like, sell that cow before she hurts you or somebody else. She raised a damn good calf every year, and we actually just sold her. Guess it was last fall. She didn't breed back, and and it was kind of getting annoying to have to deal with her and try to tag a calf. But yeah, finding like little things like that, I was like, all right, I'll take a risk on this cow. Actually, she was a heifer, bred heifer. There's nothing wrong with her other than she has a bad eye.
Yeah.
Other eye's fine. Well, shouldn't say nothing wrong with her. Disposition was a little questionable. But that
that's
cow,
a lot wrong with
that
him.
cow made me. I won't say lots.
He's
of
a
money.
rich man because of that cow.
I made money on her.
Bobby Lee blows his nose with $100 bills after that cow.
Yeah.
He's like in Dumb and Dumber when they're blowing their nose in the bed and trying their eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, look for things like that. Don't
just jump off.
Just go blow your money on some special bred cow sale. You know, somebody's putting on and they're bringing sky high, prices.
Yeah.
But yeah, be opportunistic. I try to do that too. Now that we've sold those calves and I got a little money in the checking account, I'm like, I have to remind myself, whether it's equipment, cattle, or whatever, let's just sit back.
Yeah.
At some point, there's going to be an opportunity to come along, whether it's on a piece of equipment I need that somebody's needing to sell quick or whatever. Just try to keep that little bit of money in reserve.
Yep. Be strategic.
Yep.
Be strategic. All right. Our last question comes in from Dan. Dan writes in again. Dan. Now I'm going to tell you, Dan, this question actually raises some questions from me. Dan always is it's always an interesting one, and I mean I've been deep off into the filibuster at this point. I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm not sure now what I'm beginning to wonder if Dan is like a plant for the Jewish nation. What's going on here?
Well,
all right.
I'll go back to when he originally thought I was an anti-Semite because I said, hey, y'all behave over there in the Middle East, and I grimaced. Like, what is he even talking about?
Well, it's not a negative comment.
But I just go back to them like, how on earth? And I know different people interpret things, differently, obviously. But I'm like, that is the last thing that I thought anybody would have.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
So you think he's like
I don't know because he
part of like the Mossad?
Something because he refers to himself in plural form. So Dan, I don't know what's going on with you, Dan, but I think you might have given us
those Israelis. I'm reading that book right now that Baker, our former guest, recommended. Their spy technologies are next level.
Dan might be one. Dan writes in, gentlemen.
We might have just blown his cover.
I think you analyze this as I read it. Gentlemen, I have tried to leave a comment on episode 196 twice, and it keeps disappearing. Now I don't know why that's happening, Dan.
YouTube?
I guess so. Yeah, I think so. If it's disappearing, it's not from me. I don't know what are you saying in there, Dan?
Yes, sometimes they don't like you if you comment it and immediately.
Does it say needs reviewing? See if there's any held for review. Because if they're held for review. So he said the Q&As were great, including laughing at Cody's. Glad to provide content and more jokes for you. Somehow I forgot to include about how Logan has said he was guilty by association. All right. Now I need you to listen to Dan's thing at this point.
All right.
Because this is where I'm like, all right, Dan, what's going on here?
Yeah, we only have 2 comments on 196, and neither are Dan.
All right. Well, I don't know, Dan. I don't know. I'm not deleting your comments. I
definitely hadn't. I hadn't even looked. I always look at the comments when I'm uploading the next one, so I hadn't even looked at the 196 comments.
Gotcha. Well, he said, somehow I forgot to include about how Logan has said he was guilty by association. Logan, we apologize. Who is we, Dan? And then he said,
He had a mouse in his pocket.
I don't know. He said, we use jns.org as one of our news sources, and they had a number of articles about certain people who are part of America First who said anti-Semitic things. We were concerned that perhaps you guys were of the same mind as these influencers.
Maybe Dan listens to it as a family.
Keep up the good work. Maybe. Dan is a Jew. I have jns.org is Jewish news, because I looked this up. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
JNS.
The only question is he part of the Mossad?
Are you? And that's what, Dan, I don't care if you're a Jew. But I am wondering, Dan,
Which
why?
I think we made it pretty clear, and ever since we had that accusation.
We're not anti-Semitic.
When it comes to the Jew versus Arab,
we're on the Jew side.
Right, yeah. I mean,
we're on the Jew side.
Generally, I mean, obviously there's some nuance, and there's
I would rather
a billion conflicts, but I'm siding with the Jews.
If an Israeli or an ISIS member had to walk into here and join us right now, I'd prefer the Israeli, for sure. So, but Dan, what's going on with this plural thing, man? I want you to write back in again, Dan. Why are you saying we? You've kind of weirded me out a little bit.
I doubt he's Mossad, because they would have they wouldn't have made a mistake like that.
It's making me think he's like a cyborg, and it's like it's got me I'm a little on edge now.
See, and I've never seen it on our Talk Dirt to Me YouTube, but I have a couple of accounts that comment on most of my Hurricane Creek videos. I'm like, I don't know if this person, I don't want to insult their intelligence, but it's this doesn't even sound like a human being saying this.
Yeah.
And I'm always wondering, this is some kind of spam bot that just comments. Hell, keep doing it. I mean, that
it's
helps
good
the algorithm, I guess.
Good algorithm.
Or maybe it's just somebody that maybe English isn't their first language. I don't even know. But
well, that's what's going on with that, Dan? Dan, I need you to write back in and tell me why have you suddenly gone plural? Who is we? I want to know who we is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a little on edge right now. Like my former,
which obviously now we got all kinds of questions, but where does Dan claim to hail from?
I don't know. But I'll tell you, if I were a former CIA operative, I would have noticed this change in plural versus singular, and now it's standing out to me.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned.
If you were a CIA operative, you would have already tracked his IP address. And
maybe I have
had drone satellite footage of his.
I cannot say that I have not already done that, Dan.
We would know where he was commenting from. I don't understand any of that stuff about computers, but
yeah, me neither.
Apparently they can do that stuff.
Oh yeah. Write in, Dan. Why are you plural now? Are you a robot? Are you Mossad? What's going on, Dan?
Is it simply you watch the YouTube
with your family,
podcast with the family?
Yeah. Let us know. We appreciate the write-ins. I appreciate all the messages. If you're listening, go to talkdirtpodcast.com. Contact page. Submit your questions on there. We love to hear from you guys. All right. Let me gear up the man of the hour.
The man.
Where did I put that? Here we go. All right.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
All right. So we got a cool one. Got a really cool one for you guys tonight.
Yeah, kind of a unique one.
It is. It is a unique one, and that is tractor mat.
Yes.
And this is it's like, I don't even know. I was trying to think. I was like, how would I describe this?
Well, I would describe it like, most of us, anytime we buy a pickup or SUV, whatever, first thing we do is, or at least I do, I go online and I order the
WeatherTex or something.
Yeah, one of those special floor mats that actually covers the entire floor and keeps the carpet clean, which I go off on a whole rant of why do they even put carpet in the floorboard.
Agreed.
Of vehicles, period. Yeah. Even luxury vehicles like Video. But anyway, that's the tractor mat is a mat to go in your tractor that is very much the same.
Yep. And it's contoured to it.
Yeah, custom, for the specific model of tractor. You don't have to do any trimming or anything. That's the way, I think that's the easy way to describe it.
I agree. And then they're very high quality made, and they are made in USA. and they have a ton of models available. That's what I got, one for my 5090. You got one for one of your Kubotas.
Yeah, my M6.
And I was looking, they do have one even for my big tractor, my 8285R. They got one on here. Just about any of your models that you would think of. They got John Deere, Case, Kloss, New Holland, Kubota, Fendt, Massey Ferguson, and I mean, and they're constantly coming out with new stuff. This is
they're relatively new company, so
yes.
their product line is expanding all the time.
Yep, and it goes right on top of the mat that's in yours currently. Like, man, I mean, we wear a mat out, especially where like
my tractor, like, a lot of people give me a hard time. Like, good Lord, it's like, yeah, I mean, especially like during the winter, you're getting in and out, taking the net wrap off, getting back in the tractor, it's muddy. You get dust and hay and mud and everything else in there.
Yeah, see, and this thing is nice because you can clean it out easy. That's one of my complaints, like on the factory mats. I mean, they're in there, and you can't just like pull them out and clean them out. You gotta like vacuum it out. Nice thing with these mats, you can just pull them out, clean it off, put it back in there.
And I've always wondered why, like specifically more so on pickups, because it's been very commonplace. Like, why don't the actual manufacturers make a good mat?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I always do that. And if I get a truck, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to put actual mats, like the good mats. I'm going to go buy these aftermarket ones. Same with tractors. But problem solved. You just go to tractormat.com. Yep,
it is. Yeah, it's literally Tractor Mat. It's tractormat.com. Now, this actually is even a cooler made in USA than we normally do, because we actually can even save you a little money on it.
Yeah.
We can save you 15%. Now, you can go on their website and you could get 10% off. They offer like a 10% on your first deal, but you can use our code and you can get 15% off, and it is Talk Dirt, all caps, all one word. You'll get 15% off. And guys, it helps us out when you do this as well, because we promote a lot of American-made products. This is one, I mean, they have been gracious enough. We used it. We liked the product, that they're like, all right, we're going to throw you a code. And so we got the code here. We can save you guys some money. We believe in the product. We've used it. We will never put our stamp on something we don't believe in. And we're going to have a link in the description as well that you can click on and go to it. But again, I would really encourage you, get on there, look and see. And they got a lot of stuff they're working on. Again, like Bobby Lee said, this is a smaller company. I mean, it's a cool thing to me. Like, I'm all for supporting. I'm all about supporting Made in America. But one of the cool things, I love supporting a company that's like really getting going. Yeah. Like, it's like they're kind of really forging their way. And so getting on there and supporting, buying one from them now, like, one, it's a great mat, but also you're helping really support a company that's kicking off hard. So, and I mean, it's not like they just started up yesterday. Like, they're around, they know what they're doing, but they're steadily expanding their line, things like that. So guys, go on there, encourage you, tractormat.com, use the code TALKDIRT, save yourself 10% or 15%, and order that. And again, they're great. Bobby Lee's got one for his tractor. I got one for mine. I'm probably going to order one for my 8285. So go check that out. And also, I want you guys to leave us a rating and a review. If you're listening on Apple, leave us 5 stars on Apple. I think you just scroll down to the bottom of the page. You should have a way for you to rate. If you're listening on Spotify, leave us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and comment to us. If you leave good comments, I'll read them on air. And what else do I need to do?
Check out agzaga.com. We already talked about the bail net wrap earlier. I've still got all the electric fencing supplies that I got from them. It's one of my, and it's going to be cooler this weekend. I need to get all that stuff unpackaged, get that put up, keep my cows out of my little duck hunting food plot, because they have gotten in there. I don't think they've heard it, but yeah, the Flexzilla garden hoses. I'm not going to try to list everything. I need to order some more rake teeth. I noticed that today. They've got all that good stuff. They've got the replacement wheels to put on your rake. If you got wheels that are just in terrible shape, you can buy the whole dang thing, and they bolt right on. And those products are actually made in the USA too. But
Nice.
important part there, use that code TALKDIRT20, $50 minimum order. You're going to get $20 off and free shipping.
There you go, guys. Do that, and we'll catch you next week.
Yep, we'll be right here, good Lord willing.
Yep. See you.